When it comes to leading a team, leading an organization, leading people, there's a select few type of leadership styles that nobody responds well to, no matter what organization, what industry, no matter the person, and there's so many different people in the world, but nobody responds to these types of leaders. I've experienced all three of these leaders. I've actually probably experienced all three of these leaders at the same job. The same person might have been all three of the leaders at different times. So it's really crazy. Like, I've been through it. And even with me being a leader, sometimes I kind of, back in the day, I caught myself becoming that or doing things that that kind of leader did. And I could see the resentment building from my team. And I could see the immediate effects of me embodying this leader that nobody wants to work for. A lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I can't stand this kind of leader. And nobody does. Nobody likes to feel the way this leader makes people feel, because it's like, damn, motherfucker, do you trust me? Damn, motherfucker, can I get a chance to do it? Damn, motherfucker, leave me the fuck alone. That's what this leader makes people feel like. And it's a micromanager. A micromanager is the number one type of leader that nobody wants to work for. The leader that you should never be, because your team will literally avoid you. Your team will try to avoid you at all costs, because they know the team isn't gonna trust you because they feel like you don't trust them. Your team isn't gonna like you because they don't feel the trust. If you're always micromanaging your associates and you're not giving them a chance to do the job, they're gonna feel like you all in their back, breathing down their neck. A micromanager is not an effective way to lead. And I already said why. It's because your team feels like you don't trust them, and you don't. Deep down inside, if you're a micromanager, you do not trust your team to get the job done. I know, because I've been that person before. I've been a micromanager before. I've been the person to give somebody a task and be in checking on their ass, observing every so often, come around the corner like, hey, we got it done yet? Because and you know, it's for a reason. Like, they may be an underperformer. They may be somebody who doesn't always get the job done without a little extra push or motivation. And with that, there's a way to deal with that, which I'm going to explain in a second. But micromanagement is not the answer. When you're a leader, what you have to do, instead of micromanage, you have to give the task out. You have to trust your team, because if you don't trust them, they won't trust you. So first and foremost, you have to trust that they're going to get the job done. And now, what a true leader would do is, once you give them that task and you trust them to get it done, if they get it done, cool, boom, we got the job done. Hey, give them, praise, thank them, appreciation for getting the job done. If they don't get it done, what a real leader does is hold them accountable. You don't micromanage a team. You set the goal, give them the plan, and expect them to execute. That's where the trust comes in. You trust them to execute. You expect them to execute. They're one and the same. And then if they don't, you hold them accountable. You coach them up and you coach them out. So instead of being a micromanager, just hold them accountable. Hold them to a certain standard. Just when you give that instruction, you need to lay the instructions plain and clear. And if they didn't execute, now you follow your process. Hey, I see you didn't get this done. So this is what we're going to do. Boom, 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 get these next steps. And you're going to coach them up, and you're going to entrust them to do the same thing again. It sounds crazy, right? But this is how you really build an effective team. You coach them up or you coach them out. Let's jump into the second leadership type. That's the finger pointer. What the finger pointer is the leader that doesn't take accountability for him or herself. They don't take any self accountability. They're not aware. They don't take responsibility for their actions. They don't take responsibility for the problems that they cause. They're always looking for the next man or the next woman to blame. They're looking for somebody to throw the blame on, somebody to deflect the problems on, somebody to deflect the reason we aren't executing on. If you can't take responsibility for your actions when you mess up, or hold your own self accountable, how can you expect them to take responsibility for when they fuck up and you hold them accountable when they never saw you do it? They're going to be like, you motherfucking hypocrite. And that's not the kind of view you want your team to have on you. The third and final type of leader that nobody wants to work for is the dictator. And just off that, a lot of people know what that is already. The dictator is the person that just barks out orders but never does anything. This in corporate world, in regular world, in industry world of business and just jobs and 9 to 5s, wherever the fuck you work at, a dictator is your leader, but they never lead. They don't lead by example. They don't get out and show you that they can do it. They really don't. You really probably don't respect them. You probably want to rebel against them every fucking day, but you know you got a job and you know you got to pay those bills. So, and this is how you can picture that. if your leader is anything like this, they're a dictator. If they sit behind their desk, they sit in their office, or they're never in the field, never come out and really get in the nitty gritty, come in the trenches, see what y'all got going on, and really be a part and really become a part of the operations, or really be a part of it, even just a little bit. Like with them being the boss, I get they have a lot more pressure a lot of more pressure shit that they can be doing. But at the same time, a true leader is able to balance that and to be able to come out and show his or her team that he's not above his team. He didn't go Hollywood. So a dictator is somebody that's sitting behind a desk all the time, in their office with the closed blinds, closed door, or just not even ever getting out in the field, but always barking the order. And if you do it wrong, don't do it the way they want it, how they ask it, it's a problem. It's always a correction based on that. Regardless if the means gets to the same end, they want it done their way, when they want it, how they want it, and this is what they want. And if you don't do it how they ask, when they want it, just like that, it's a problem. That's a dictator. And you can picture it as like somebody, you can picture it as like a fat person sitting in the carriage with his team pulling him while he's sitting. Like if the goal of the team is to get up the hill, if the goal of the team is to push a big rock up the hill, a true leader is going to help the team push the rock. What the dictator is going to do is sit behind the team, watch them push this rock, and tell them to go harder, tell them to push that rock up there. Let's get it. Not even encourage them, like, yeah, get that rock up there and do whatever the fuck they want and just sit in the back. Dictators lead from behind. They don't lead from the front, and they don't lead by example. A dictator is a leadership style that you should never embody. It's one that you should never, ever think about becoming. Because I promise you, this is the ultimate way to gain resentment, like over micromanaging and over finger pointing. Being a dictator, being that kind of leader will get you nowhere. It honestly might get you fucking fired unless you own the company, or there's nobody that can really put you in your place. It really might get you fired being a dictator. No, you as a leader have to show the team that you can do what you're asking of them. Like I said before, if you can't do what you're asking the team to do, then why would you expect them to do it? Why do they feel like they don't have to do it? And that's when you get rebellious people. That's when you get people that don't do the shit and then when they throw it in your face, there's nothing you can say about it. There's nothing you can say about it because it's true. If you sit there and ask them to do this and this, and you have never done it, they're like, why should I do this? And you can't do it. And if you don't have any proof to back it up, if you have never shown that you can do this, then they pulled a jack on you. They pulled a joke on you. Like, they put a reverse card on you. There's nothing you can say. There is no comeback for that. And you have to just take it on the chin. And it's the hard truth. Like, never be a dictator, man. Real leaders lead by example, and they lead from the front. I said a long time ago, and I've made this post on Instagram a long time ago, the best way to earn respect as a leader is to get in the field and show them why you became a leader in the first place. Show them that you can do that job, any given day, that you can run circles around even your best person that you have on your team.